Welcome, Taurus. This is your weekly focus for February the 19th through to the 25th, 2024. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thanks for being here. Thank you for being a part of my journey. And let's get right to the cards, shall we? Okay, our underlying energy, Taurus, is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles says you have reached the plateau of how far you can grow before taking a step, an elevated step in some way. It's you've reached the top of where you can go at the present moment. You've gone through every trial, every lesson. You have succeeded beyond maybe even your own imagination that you could do it, that it was possible. But this is a time when you have to look towards your tomorrow. This is a time when you have to say, I'm taking the next step forward. This is a time when you realize that you have to step into your passions, into your truths. This is a time when you want to have happiness as a part of your everyday existence. And that includes what you do and who you're with. It's a consistent happiness, joy, laughter. This is a time to allow your creativity to expand. This is a time to invite in transformation, to bring in the balance, to bring in the happiness and the joy that we crave. We have the Knight of Cups. This knight in shining armor to me, so you could find somebody in your love life, somebody to whisk you off your feet and take you away, treat you with a little bit of romance and sunshine. But on a collective note, I think this is more about us in search of our true happiness, wanting to, that work isn't work anymore. Work is almost play. That being in a relationship only means that you've doubled the fun. And being by yourself means that you can create and invent and explore any avenue you want. We have the Fool. The Fool is our second card. Brand new paths open up to us. You already have everything it takes in order to step into this. In fact, you're dragging probably more into it than what you should be. So this is a time of unburdening yourself with a lot of responsibility, obligations, commitments, and taking matters into your own hands and going forward in a way that you want to go forward. This is a brand new path being laid out for you. Our third card is the Three of Pentacles, and we know that this path is not going to just be something that is electrified, but rather we are going to give it consistent effort. We're going to show up every day. We're going to do the mundane. We're going to do what is necessary to push ourselves in the direction that we want to go. When it comes to work and career, there's a decision to be made here. You already know the decision's answer too. It's within. Now, maybe you don't want to hear that answer. Maybe it's something else that you wanted to hear. And in those cases, we sometimes barter. And I hope this isn't a theme for this week. But when we barter with our intuition, when we barter with our inner self, we usually end up right back where we started when we find out that our idea didn't work as well. This is something that we have to step into. Work and career, it wasn't exactly what you had imagined, or it doesn't have everything that you thought it would have, or there's I get this need for more. I get this need for wanting more, whether it's a bigger paycheck, whether it is doing something that you love, doing something creative, doing something that aligns with who you are. And I get that almost like a craving. You're looking within, and I think you're soul searching for how to find this in your life, where to turn. Okay, let's get another card here for this one. So there's a lot of inner conflict here. There's a lot of emotion happening within you of what you want to step into. Maybe you see a way, but in some way you're not trusting it, or it's just too unknown to you, or it'd be just too big of a change for you. You don't think that you could handle that. Nothing's put in your path that you can't handle. Okay, so It's more the limitations that you are putting in place. Our card is the Three of Spades. So this is thinking. This is thinking things through. This is taking it one step at a time. This is imagining it play out in a certain way and then seeing it play out in a different way if you do this or you don't do that, or and then eventually you'll come to the third point where you'll need to make a step forward in some way. Once again, I get this heart-wrenching, this is emotional, this is painful. Maybe you've worked at the same place for 20 years and you want to step out on your own. Maybe really bringing in that new money stream for yourself, well, you'll have to reveal a part of your world that you didn't want to reveal to anybody. Maybe it's your life experiences and you sharing them in some way so that other people can be helped, other people can grow. But I'm really getting this pullback kind of sense here. Let's get another card. Where you're really thinking it through. And I think there's some hesitation with what you know needs to be done or what you could step into. And I don't know if it's fear and trepidation. Trepidation is not a word I use regularly. Okay, let's see what the third card brings us. Bring in a little bit more clarity here to what it's telling us. The Nine of Raphael, make a wish, dreams become reality, a joyful time of life. So I don't know what's holding you back from this, because this is a card that's telling you that you can have whatever you want. You can step into whatever desire it is that you want. Dreams become reality. And yeah, it's hard to make those steps without actually seeing some kind of footing. It's like the invisible bridge, and you have to take that first step out before the bridge starts to appear in front of you. And each step, the bridge appears a little bit more. And you become more confident that that bridge actually expands the entire length of A to B. This is a time of believing in yourself, believing in your worth, believing in your talents, believing in your abilities. And I think there's certain parts that are extremely hard here. I get it at an emotional level. So you're kind of tormented, or you're being pulled here in some way. You want to go after the dream. You want to go after the successes, but you're just not sure of so many variables maybe that you're holding back for some reason. Now, I think if you find something that, based on this, if you find something that you have a passion for and it's offered to you, you are off to the races this week. You are making the plan. You are going forward in the action. You want it more than anything else. Especially if it allows you to use your gifts, your talents, your abilities in some kind of free-flowing way. Some sense of freedom weaved in there. Okay, let's go to relationships. Love. We have the Ace of Swords, the aha moment, the epiphany. I don't know, it just comes to you. Maybe if you're looking for a relationship, this is when you just bump into this person, this random stranger, and you start a conversation, and before you know it, you're going on dates and you're loving every moment of being with them. It's just the spark, it's this clarity, it's this knowledge, it's this understanding, it's this revelation. Maybe you've always had a really good friend and you've just looked at them in a new way and you're like, wow, why have I been missing this? They're more than just a friend to me. This is if the relationship is going through a rough patch, that you get this aha moment, you get this epiphany of what will help your relationship to heal, to grow, to strengthen, to deepen in some way. If you're having the dialogue right now of how to take the relationship forward in some way, you get these aha moments, you get these epiphanies. So don't dismiss them. Don't dismiss them and at least not include them in the dialogue. I think you'll be amazed at what happens there. We have the Ace of Clubs. There needs to be action behind these thoughts. You can't just have the thought and then just hope for it to come into existence. This is where you have to apply the action. You have to figure out the strategy and then work the strategy into the relationship to take that relationship where you want it to go, what you want it to evolve into. How to bring in balance and stuff. I mean, we have we have two aces here so far. This doesn't have aces in this deck, but what does it tell us? It tells us the weight of the world, boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. This has already come out once. My goodness. So the weight of the world. You don't have to carry it all yourself. You're not responsible for it all. You're responsible for you and your part of the relationship, and that's it. You can't control what other people are going to do or say, act, respond. You can only control what you respond to and how you respond to things. This is making sure that healthy boundaries are in place, that you're not giving too much of yourself away and it's not being appreciated. It's not being, it's not being appreciated in some way. This is about your true happiness. This is about your true joy within the relationship and making sure that that's happening within the relationship for you. Queen of Wands, it's time to get some enthusiasm towards what you are building, what you are going towards. Okay, you don't need to know a lot. This card is kind of like learning on your feet. She is the judge and jury. She does ask the questions in order to gain the knowledge and the wisdom. But once she gets that idea, once she starts moving, she doesn't need a lot of information in order to move forward. Her enthusiasm alone will take her there. So get enthusiastic. When you watch, before you start doing something, watch yourself doing it, completing it, being a success at it, and then jump into it. Because once you've seen yourself as a success in it, it's much easier to walk the path towards the success that you want to have happen in your life. Absolutely. Now, I think your enthusiasm will kind of wear off on the people around you. So if you want other people to get enthused about something, then just start doing. They'll want to be a part of the energy. They don't even care what it's about. Just they want to be a part of that energy. We have the Nine of Hearts. This is about, this is about making your bucket list. This is about thinking about what you want to really bring into the world, what you want to create, what you want to manifest, what you want to make tangible, what you want your reality to look like going forward. This is a time to really sit and wonder, what do you truly want to bring in, and use some of those aha moments and those epiphanies that you've been having, okay, and work those into the master plan. This is definitely a time where, to grow your thoughts on what you can invite into your world. Possible or impossible. Don't worry about the impossible right now. Put it on the list anyways. You may be very surprised by how the impossible turns into the possible when you put it on this list. So it's almost like a bucket list of the things that we really want to step into, or the things that we really want in place in our lives. Maybe it's just having enough money in the bank so you don't have to worry about the bills when they come in. That you know that there's enough money to cover it. That stress is gone. That fear is gone. Maybe it's good health. Maybe you are going to get serious about your health and start to look for some programs to really help you with your strength or your eating habits or whatever you may need at the present time. Okay, if you're immobile right now, it's a time to hire that massage therapist to come in and just give you a massage to get that blood flowing. Give your muscles a little bit of a workout so that you feel energized again, that you feel alive again, that you feel strength come back into your body again, that you feel the will to fight again. Friendship. Nurture your relationships. Find the growth of your happiness by building those relationships, bringing in the joy, bringing in the celebration, bringing in the happiness, bringing in the laughter. See yourself in your mind enjoying good times with friends, families, close loved ones. Think of things to do together. Think of things to talk about together. How do you want to get to know them better? What do you do? What don't you know about them? What would you like to know? What would you like to do with them? What do you think would be fun if you two joined up and did it together? Grow those friendships. Grow those relationships. One more card is the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles says yes. This is the yes card. This is to, those dreams, those goals, those desires I was telling you about writing down on that list, that bucket list. This is the yes card. This says if you want it, it can be so. Will you have to partner with other people? More than likely. Will you have to weave in a little bit of spirituality into the whole mix? I think you need to here. I think there's a little bit about allowing them to do their work so that you can step in and take over until you need them to come back in and do their work again. This is about a success coming in and then another success right after. That so long as you are consistent, so long as you have focus, so long as you give it your attention, it will bloom, it will blossom, it will grow, it will mature, it will be the success that you need it to be. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.